Hello, friends. Good afternoon. What a beautiful day. What an absolutely gorgeous day. I'm out in the fields, just sat on a bench, and I just want to remind you guys that, this right here moment has to be it. It really does has to be it, because really, that's all there is. This very now present moment is all that we have. So you have to make it enough. And it really is enough. It really absolutely is. But for the longest time, I guess the human mind has just complicated things. The mind is a wonderful tool, It's an absolutely wonderful tool. But most people get stuck in habitual thoughts. Habitual habits basically, which stems from the habitual thoughts. The habitual habit of just seeking and searching and yearning has to end at some point, At some point you have to come to the conclusion that this right here moment is it. This right here moment is enough as it is. Because it really is absolutely enough as it is. And it's not so much about what's happening, but it's more so settling in the knowing that this moment is enough. We're not talking about the exact unfolding of events, because things would always unfold. Nothing is permanent. Things come and go. But what happens is that we get stuck in our habitual thoughts of thinking the same things. So if you have the habit of thinking, oh, I need to get to that point, I need to find something, I'm searching for something, I'm yearning for something, that's all you'll ever do. If I'm yearning and seeking, I'll always be yearning and seeking. At some point you have to decide that this is enough. Yeah, I'm just here as a reminder to let you know that you can stop your search, you can stop seeking, you can stop yearning, and know that this very moment is enough as it is. It really is. For the longest time, I was stuck in the habitual thoughts of seeking or searching or finding the answers, trying to find the answers, which, some people have to go through, including myself, until you have the realization that there's nothing to seek for, there's nothing to search for, that this very moment as it is enough. Because that's all we will ever have. That's all there'll ever be. Once you get that, once you realize that, once you know that to the core of your being, you realize that there's nothing to seek, there's nothing to search. We're here to enjoy this now moment and watch the unfolding of life. Thoughts will still be there. They will come and go, The same way your heart beats by itself is the same way your mind thinks thoughts, if that makes sense. They come and go. But often, most of us get stuck in the old habitual thoughts. Once you stay in the present now moment, in the now awareness moment, then you can let go of some of those old habitual thoughts that are no longer serving you. At some point they did serve you well, But it gets to a stage where you have to let those thoughts go and not latch onto them. And that's when you can make room for more creative thinking, if you like, room for expansive thinking. Does that make sense? So, you expand the way you think, you expand your awareness, you expand your current reality. And that all comes from being present in the very now moment. That's it, really. It all unfolds from this very now moment. So this moment, as it is, has to be enough. It really has to be enough. And how gorgeous is the scenery behind me? Absolutely divine, isn't it? But anyway, that's all I have to say. This moment has to be enough, exactly as it is. This has to be it. It really has to, and it really is. It really is enough, exactly as it is. And so are you. So no more seeking and searching. Let's make this moment it, Let's make it enough, exactly as it is.